Hello, I'm Rain. I'm launching my website very soon, finally, and along with it, I'm making a free sewing pattern with like a series of just like step-by-step how to get into sewing, how to upcycle, just like a whole deep dive into sustainable fashion and how to do it on your own, taking control of your wardrobe, building a capsule wardrobe, all that kind of stuff. So if any of those topics interest you, you should definitely subscribe and follow my Instagram at Rain's Reworks. I wanted to post this video as just a source to link people to if they are just new at sewing or upcycling in general on just how to prep denim for sewing, how to prep old jeans, how to get the most material out of them. Pretty much everybody has an old pair of jeans laying around, so this is just a perfect material to use. It's also, I recommend it for beginners because it's sturdy and it feeds through the machine pretty easily. It's also the sturdiness, the stiffness of it also helps with cutting. You might find that it's a little bit easier to cut out certain shapes like curves and things like that out of denim versus like something like linen or silk and satin, something like lightweight and drapey that might move around under the blade. So I do recommend denim for beginners. It's easy to source. Everybody, like I said, has an old pair of jeans they don't wear. I know you do. The free pattern also that I am working on releasing was originally made out of denim. I'm a denim girl, what can I say? That's kind of how I started and how I got into all this. So let's just get right into the video. No more yapping.
So all you need are some fabric scissors and a seam ripper. If you don't already have a seam ripper, I highly recommend this tool. It's a point turner, stiletto, seam ripper, all in one. Highly recommend. The first step is to seam rip the back pockets off. So you're gonna look for that seam right there. It's really reinforced, so you're gonna wanna pull it away from the jeans to be able to see those threads. And you're just gonna wanna stick your seam ripper under there, but be careful when you're doing this. Yeah. That cut is still healing and it's been a couple weeks. But once you get that reinforced seam out, you should just be able to rip the pocket straight off until you get to the other side. And the other seam, do the same thing. Just pull it, dig under the threads. This is definitely the most time-consuming step, but you don't want to skip it because the pockets and like the booty area are a wide portion of fabric, so you want that extra fabric you get from removing the pocket. And then you also get a pocket you can reuse for something else. The next step is to cut off the leg hem cuffs. And I keep them in loops like this because there's fun things you can do with them in loops. Okay, so this is a flat felled seam. You can tell because the back has 2 rows of stitching and it's all flat. This is just a seam that's been serged on the inside to encase the seam, and you can tell because the inside has a little flap that sticks up. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the long flat felled seam that goes up the leg, across the crotch, and then down the other leg. So you're going to cut around both sides of it and cut it completely out. So the next step is the hardest to explain, but once you see it, it'll make sense. Basically, you're just going to want to cut around the entire waistband and cut out all of the chunky bits that are involved with the top of the jeans. So you're going to cut around the zipper, around the belt loops, down around the pocket. And once you get to the side seam where the pocket is, you're going to fold the denim up and then cut up along that seam, which doesn't really make any sense, but you can see what I'm doing here. And then you just cut into the back panel below the yoke. So you're cutting the entire yoke out. That flat felled seam right there, you're cutting it out all the way to the other side pocket, and then back up to the zipper again. So you're cutting out the front pockets, the zipper, and the waistband. And then you should have one massive panel of denim. The last step is to cut out that flat felled seam in the center back. I didn't show that though because it's pretty self-explanatory. And then here's my massive tub of denim seams, and there's so much you can do with these. You definitely want to save them. If you need an idea for how to use that denim you just prepared, or if you just want a fun new sewing pattern, I'm about to launch my very first sewing pattern, and it's going to be free to download, so you definitely want to check that out. But thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Bye!